We are 71 days from decision 2016, and there is no let-up in the intensity of this unusual race.
None. The White House is up for grabs, and 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is here to set the stage for the final 10-week run now. Rick?
10 weeks, Brian and Sue. When it comes to the two major party candidates, the barbs keep flying since well before the convention, but particularly since the campaign has been at times just brutal. Now Donald Trump promises a major speech on immigration and outreach to the minority community in Detroit this week. Hillary Clinton, we're told, is preparing for debates, and that may be something like we have never seen. The first is just 4 weeks away from tonight. So here is where we stand today. The Real Clear Politics average of polls shows that Hillary Clinton is leading Donald Trump 48.4 to 42.3, a 6-point lead. Remembering that these are national numbers, the race will come down to so-called swing states, but this is instructive to give you an idea of the mood of the electorate. Now, if you look in the last 30 days, you get a sense of where we have been heading, starting back here on July 31st, essentially right at the end of the conventions, and then moving forward. Trump and Clinton were tied here. You see it started to separate and come across here as much as 8 points at one point, but now it's come back down to that 6-point number that we talked about, with Clinton in the lead, and she has been ever since those conventions have been over. In Michigan, the story is different numerically, but the track is similar. Here, Clinton enjoyed the lead even as the conventions wrapped up by about 5 points. As you start to move across, you see that number gets bigger. It's 8 and then 9 points, and now we're down to 8.2 percentage points, still enough for the RCP folks to consider Michigan leaning for Clinton. Now, the average polls for battlegrounds and other states suggest that the trend now has Clinton at 272 electoral votes to 154 for Trump. Remember, it takes 270 to win. But before we get ahead of ourselves, there are some interesting polls recently delivered and in the field in some of these important leaning and toss-up states. So we're going to check back with this regularly, maybe even later this week, to see if any of the new messaging from the Clinton camp or from the Trump camp will change things, and see how it's shaping up now with just 10 weeks to go. Sue?